President Donald Trump invited cameras into what the White House described as the first ever televised cabinet meeting at Camp David, saying he wanted to show the American people transparency. The president opened the meeting by pointing to his usual talking points, highlighting the economy, border security, and his administration's priorities. But within hours, none of that was dominating social media. Instead, a short clip from the meeting went viral, with many viewers claiming Trump appeared to briefly doze off during the session. One user shared the footage online with the caption, quote, "It looks like Trump is sleeping at the cabinet meeting. Watch for yourself. You decide." The clip quickly racked up thousands of views, with users flooding the comments to give their own verdict. One commenter joked, quote, "Dozy Don is at it again." Another mocked Trump's appearance, writing, quote, "He has terrible posture. He always looks like a slob." Others took a more serious tone. One post read, quote, "Our country is at war, and that requires the full attention of a POTUS. Republicans can no longer ignore there is something seriously wrong with the POTUS. Republicans need to demand Trump's resignation. It's time." Another user added, quote, "When is the guy ever awake? Seems he is only awake to rage comments on social media." One wrote, quote, "Had to wipe the drool off his chin when he woke up." Many others echoed similar drool jokes, suggesting they believed Trump had genuinely nodded off during the meeting. Another commenter claimed, quote, "The amount of money being wasted to keep him upright is insane." Despite the social media speculation, there has been no official confirmation that Trump actually fell asleep during the cabinet meeting, and the viral clip has been interpreted differently by different viewers. The cabinet meeting wasn't only making headlines over that viral clip. It also grabbed attention after Trump sharply criticized Minnesota Governor Tim Walz while discussing the recent cyber attack linked to the state.
This room is a very, very special room. I don't believe the press has ever come anywhere near it, but we are the party of transparency, and we believe in transparency. I think it's good for you to see certain aspects of Camp David. It's a very special place. But it was not, I guess the last visit was with Eisenhower, where they allowed you onto the actual campus. And it's a long time ago, but never into this room. I want to thank all of you for being here. And again, this is a cabinet meeting. It's open. We have done a lot of open cabinet meetings, and I feel it works out very well. Everybody can ask certain questions. We'll let you talk about certain things we can't answer because they're ongoing and very important. But this is one of the most talented teams ever to serve the United States and in the United States government. This is a talented group of people. Let's see, I'll go one after another. Yeah, it's a couple of spits, but that's okay. It's an amazing group, and America is safer and stronger and far more successful than it was 2 years ago, and I think, frankly, that it ever was. I don't think it's ever been anything like this. We're building more factories and plants in this country than we've ever built before. And we're going to be, at some point, we'll be leaving this position, and we're going to leave this country in very, very good shape, better shape than it's ever been. When we took office, we inherited a total catastrophe. The last administration created the worst inflation in 48 years, the most dangerous and insecure border in history, and exploding trade deficits like we have never seen before, rampant crime, men and women's sports, transgender mutilization of your children, and chaos and bedlam all over the world. Other than that, they did quite a good job. In less than 18 months, we've turned around 4 years of disaster. We now have the strongest border in American history. We went from the worst border, I believe, of any country in history. 25 million people came through in 4 years. And these are people that, in many cases, you don't want. They were murderers, they were drug dealers, they were people that you do not want. But now we have the strongest border in American history, and for the last 15 months, the report just came out again, we've had no people coming in through our southern border, zero. And it's almost hard to say, because you'd say, is that even possible? They had 25 million people came in. We have no people coming in illegally through our southern border. And that's in history, so think of that zero, a big beautiful zero. The murder rate saw its single largest drop ever recorded to the lowest in 125 years. That goes back to, think of it, it goes back to 1900. Lowest murder rate in the history of our country. So that's something. Today, I just want to mention that we heard in Minnesota there was a cyber attack, and they blame it on Iran. I don't think so. I blame it on Minnesota because they're grossly incompetent. There was a cyber attack of 30 water plants, and I would blame it on Minnesota and the governor, the corrupt governor of Minnesota. They like to say, oh, it was Iran. Iran should be so lucky. Iran's got bigger problems than worrying about Minnesota. There's big numbers you're finding, tremendous numbers. They look like Elliot Ness. Does anybody know who Elliot Ness is? They look like that group of people you have lined up behind you. They're doing a great job.
Yes, sir.
Billions, think of not millions, billions of dollars is being recovered. Billions. And you haven't seen anything yet. We have things happening that people aren't going to believe. The level of corruption and fraud that took place under the Biden administration was unprecedented. And Minnesota, California, Maine, believe it or not. You know, you think of Maine as this wonderful place.
Yep.
It's the level of corruption is incredible, all over the place. So, great job. Thank you very much.
Thanks, sir.
Okay, please.
I
I think that Minnesota is behind it. You know who's behind it? Minnesota, because they're grossly incompetent. I think the governor's behind it. I don't think there was an Iranian cyber attack. I think that Minnesota ought to get its act together. It's one of the worst run states. JD will tell you. He found tremendous corruption in Minnesota.
Yes, sir.
And by the way, just gave me a report. Massive future things having to do with corruption in Minnesota are happening right now. Thank you.
Have you talked to Senator Fetterman about leaving the Democratic Party?
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.